This is the Bloomberg Advantage with Kathleen Hayes and Bonnie Quinn on Bloomberg Radio.
Welcome back to the Bloomberg Advantage. We're going to turn our attention now to a slightly different take on real estate after we got existing home sales today. A new website. It's called Nestiny.com, and it's for people who need to buy a home and are looking for easier ways to do it. Jody, Clower, founder and CEO of Nestiny, joins us now from Richmond. Jody, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Why did you start Nestiny?
Well, I grew up in a small town named Mannequin Sabbath outside Richmond, and as the daughter of an architect and contractor, I really spent my childhood touring through homes under construction. So the smell of freshly cut lumber is very nostalgic for me, and that instilled in me a love of all things home. So I was always interested in real estate, and then later after I got my marketing degree at a great school called Meredith College in Raleigh, I worked at several high-tech companies, and the last of which was a software company that was focused on workflow and business process automation. And working with my clients there, it really gave me an eye towards how helping improve broken business processes could radically increase productivity.
Well, we just spoke to Stan Humphreys at Zillow, and when our producer Stephanie Hughes pointed us towards your company, Nestiny, it was like, oh my gosh, another idea that I say, of course I'm not in real estate. Why did you think of it? It seems so obvious because websites like Zillow tell you about home prices and what's going on there. Your website is helping people who want to buy a home take the steps online through getting the mortgage process, right? So then they're ready to use Zillow.
Right. Well, it's not just for setting them up for the home search websites that are out there. It's actually to prepare them by giving them the tools on the front end that they need to get ready to buy and self-discover how ready they are to buy a home. And when I lived out in California, when I decided to get into real estate, I got into real estate because I'd always been around the industry, and I saw it as an opportunity to kind of make a difference in the world and make lives better for people. And that's what I did. I really wanted to immerse myself in the real estate career as a trade. I joined Keller Williams, got involved, and started to quickly realize how broken some of the processes are and how difficult it is to connect people.
Sure. So, Jody, give me an example. I log on to Nestiny.com today. I've at the back of my mind that I might want to buy a condo or a house or something like that. Take me through the steps. What does Nestiny do for me?
Nestiny actually is a guided learning process that can kind of walk you through all the things to consider when you're buying a home, things that you're not even aware of, because a lot of people are embarrassed to admit they don't know certain things. So we ask you questions about your motivations and your needs and wants, like what type of home, what condition, what location, what's your timing for moving, and we give you a lot of expert real-world advice about how to connect those dots. So,
and then do you provide me with a list of homes that are on the market as well?
Not at this point. We will integrate with home search at some point, but what we're really focusing on is the problem of you, because what happens on the home search sites is it's really easy to get excited about a house and not even know if you can truly afford it, and that's where we're running into the problem. That's the real problem that we're trying to solve.
Okay, so similarly, I wouldn't actually apply for a mortgage through Nestiny, is that correct?
Correct.
But you would help me understand, as you said, my income versus the cost of the home versus what mortgage rates are versus what my monthly payment would be, so that I have a sense if I am putting myself in the right ballpark. Mm-hmm. And then would you point me towards mortgage lenders or banks? How does that part work?
We're not actually, it's a free website for consumers. We're not pointing people to mortgage lenders at this point. What we're really trying to do is give everybody the tools that they need in order to self-assess and get educated about how to buy a home. And we have a true affordability tool that allows them to actually decide on their own using our calculators what they can comfortably afford. So not relying on a mortgage lender to tell you what you can afford, actually doing some number crunching in a very simple and easy format to figure out those comfortable prices.
How did you get this off the ground? How did you finance it?
It's actually been bootstrapped. We're just getting started, and we've been in business for over a year. And we've really been working to create and refine our product so that we have a really great product to put out there for everybody.
Jody, what's the difference between this and me going on to say, one of the big banks' websites where I can plug in some numbers and figure out if I can afford something?
Well, there's the big key, and that's the crux of the problem, is that, mortgage lenders are legally not allowed to ask certain questions, and we're not a lender. So we can actually dive in and help you discover things down at a very granular level, meaning your hobbies, if you have daycare, if you have 3 kids in private school, all of these kind of things, because a lender's not really allowed to ask, for instance, if you have, a family with 0 kids versus a family with 3 kids, you're going to get the same answer from a mortgage lender. but we all know that your cost and your expenses are more. So it helps you really calculate down to the penny what you can truly afford based on what's comfortable for you.
So Jody Clower, founder, CEO, Nestiny, Nestiny.com. Your dream home awaits. That's one of their taglines, and we can hardly wait for people, especially those millennials who are going to start buying their homes. This is a great place to go. Jim O'Neill, formerly Goldman Sachs, Grease and Superbugs, next.